Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I'm a little cranky today, a little tired. My workday ended off on a particularly sour note because, you know, people suck. And I'm PMSing pretty intensely. I'm a little crampy and my skin has been on the fritz for like 5 days now. I've got spots and mountains surfacing on my head. So in attempt to kind of get myself out of the self-pity of it all, I thought that I would indulge in my happy place and some makeup playtime. And thanks to my God, who happens to be a woman, there is a perfect little place in this universe where those two things intersect, and that is R.E.M. Beauty, where I get to play with beautiful makeup and thoroughly enjoy Ariana Grande. Both things which I absolutely love, where the most celestial and divine things come together in the most perfect union. Now, if you watched my video 2 weeks ago, I had mentioned that I ordered the keystone product of R.E.M. Beauty's Chapter 4 release, which is the Sweetener Concealer, and they finally arrived this past weekend, and I'm so excited. And as I mentioned in that video, I have, as usual, no idea what the heck my skin tone is, so I ordered 3 shades. I literally have not cracked them open. I opened the box, unraveled the paper, and was like, wait, no, I actually need to make this a first encounter video on my YouTube channel. So I haven't opened them. I haven't looked at the shades. I haven't done any swatches. I didn't stick my fingers in them, nothing. So we're gonna do that together today on camera for the very first time, and you will just get to enjoy this first encounter with me as someone who is not a beauty influencer, not a review channel. I'm just a real girl, just an average girl with average makeup skills who just happens to really love beautiful things, and specifically beautiful makeup, and even more specifically beautiful makeup that is produced and created and manifested by a person that I also just absolutely freaking adore and idolize. So, you know, because we're already doing R.E.M. Beauty, I thought that I would bring out my other R.E.M. Beauty products and basically just put them all on my face in one way or another for kind of a fulsome R.E.M. Beauty look. But obviously the focus is going to be on the Sweetener Concealer because I'm so excited. I haven't watched any videos. I don't know what anyone is saying about this product. I've seen Ariana Grande put it on and talk about it in her like little introduction video on the R.E.M. Beauty YouTube channel. Obviously seen the like Instagram posts and stories on Ariana Grande's Instagram and the R.E.M. Beauty Instagram, but otherwise that's it. Nothing. Zilch. Okay, so I've already got a little bit of the R.E.M. Beauty lip oil in raspberry drip on my lips just for, you know, that beautiful silky moisturizer. And as I said in my last makeup video, I do really enjoy this. I'm going to toss my bangs back this time for real with my little cat ears because, you know, we're just going, okay, hair, please cooperate with me. We're gonna go like full OG Ariana Grande with the little cat ears. Just to get it out of the way, because, you know, I've been kind of in an overall pissy mood about my eyebrows. I am just going to quickly gel them back. I got this mini rose ink brow gel in like a big Sephora kind of like minis package. So I have just been using this because I finally threw out the NYX brow glue. It had just completely grossed me out the last time I used it on camera. I think I used it once or twice more after that, and then I just said, you know what, I gotta just let this one go. Here we have the rose ink brow gel. I actually quite like the size of the brush on this. I like that it's, you know, a little bit thicker and just it's chubby. However, this mini size, which is, I don't actually know if it gives me the amount on the bottom of this, but it's so tiny, like there's barely any product in here. So I'm curious to try the full size of this so I actually get like the entire experience. And when I dip the brush into the tube, like product actually comes out, because from what little product comes out in this little package, it seems to be a pretty good brow gel. So yes, brows are a little bit groomed and out of my face, and now we're gonna just go straight into the moment of truth. I have 3 shades here. Now, like I said in my last video, I am absolutely in awe of the shade range that R.E.M Beauty has put out for this concealer. There are 60 shades in total, which is absolutely incredible for a first like really serious complexion product for a relatively new brand. So I think we just need to, on that alone, I don't know what the formula is like. I haven't, again, heard anyone else talk about it, but I just think that that is really amazing and like good for them. They obviously, you know, took a lot of time, spent a lot of R&D dollars and time on this launch, and didn't just cop out by doing even like 12 shades. They went for the full extent that I'm sure they possibly could. And like, you could obviously go much wider than 60 shades, but again, for a first serious complexion product in a new makeup brand, that's really impressive. I got the shades medium 2N, medium 3W, and medium 6W, because I literally have no idea what shade I am, ever. And I'm just gonna open, again, not a packaging snob, and I like what they've done. And when you pull it out of the box, you've got just this little like foamy detail here. It's a little jar, it's adorable. I really like it. It's glass. Not that I needed to bang that against my teeth for you to understand that it was glass. And it comes with this teeny tiny little plastic silver scoop so that, you know, you don't get disgusting things in the pot. This is the shade medium 2N. And honestly, for at least my palm and the inside of my wrist there, that looks like a pretty decent match. So I'm just gonna put that down. We're gonna open up medium 3W, and it's just, we'll compare them. So it's very similar in shade. 3W is obviously a little bit warm, 2N is neutral, so it doesn't have as much of that kind of yellow tone to it, but also still looks like it could be a pretty good shade match for me. And then last but not least, we have medium 6W. And trust me, I know that it's kind of extreme that I bought 3 shades, but I just really didn't know. One thing that I wish they would have done was actually give skin swatches for every shade, but obviously that would be extremely difficult and extremely costly because you would need 60 different individuals in order to exhibit the shades on all of those. So I understand, but it would have been a little bit more helpful to see the shades on actual skin tones and faces. But even then, and I think I've said this before, I can go and look at face swatches of complexion products and still feel extensively confused because I don't see my face looking back at me, and then I become even more disoriented as to how I should be determining what my personal skin tone is. Does that make sense? Am I the only one that experiences that weird skin tone dysphoria? I can't be. Okay, so medium 6W, this is the shade. Again, obviously it's quite warm, has that yellow undertone, but also again, like, look at the back of my arm here. That seems like it could be a pretty good shade match. Now I will hold them, try to hold them without breaking anything, but I've got PMS hands, so the chances are not great for me here. Okay, I'm gonna try to hold them in order. So we have medium 6W here, medium 3W in the center, and medium 2N on my left, which I don't know what side for you that is, but it's this one. They really do look quite similar. So we're going to have a swatch party. And I'm going to swatch them on the inside of my wrist, 1, 2, 3. And I'm also going to swatch them on the side of my face because obviously my skin on my body is a little bit different than the shade on my face, probably because I wear a more intense sunscreen on my face than I do on my arms. It just is what it is. I think I'm a little bit more diligent about sunscreen on my face than I am on the rest of my body on an everyday basis. So, you know, there we go. But before I get there, let's actually bring up the page for the Sweetener concealer and just do a little like real YouTuber thing where I read you the details on this product. Sound good? So I've got the R.E.M beauty page up on my phone. The like shorthand is a multitasking concealer that builds to customizable medium to full coverage. Right off the top, sounds like something that I would be seriously interested in. Now the full description. Conceal to reveal yourself in a whole new light. That sounds familiar. What other brand or product was it that was like the concealer revealer? Wasn't that Kosas? Revealer concealer? Yes, that's what it is. This creamy concealer applies with a smooth, lightweight veil and can be layered to your desired level of coverage with a soft, matte finish. A true-to-you effect, each use is an opportunity to completely customize your look. Use a little, use a lot, or somewhere in between. However you wear it, it's always just right. This adaptable approach to concealer allows you to conceal, correct, highlight, and brighten, and contour and carve, which again kind of widens the use case in this range for multiple people. So you can have a lighter shade to do the highlighting. You can have your skin tone shade to do the concealing, and you can pick one or more of the darker shades to do that contouring, carving business, which is kind of cool because again, they're not limiting the product to like a one use case scenario, which is one of the things that I love about Danessa Myricks, for example. So many of her products are kind of like, use these however you want. So I like that. Touch up spots or use all over the face. Every pot is full of multitasking potential. An infusion of R.E.M Hydra Smooth Essence, powered by hyaluronic acid for a boost of hydration, ashwagandha known to help protect from environmental stressors, and vitamin E for antioxidant protection. Leave skin sweeter than before. This level of personalization transcends what's possible for a true out-of-body experience. We're giddy just thinking about it. Then we have a little comment from Ari. As you know, it takes a mighty village to cover up my dark circles. A great concealer has always been a staple in my routine, and as someone who has probably tried all of them, I have to say I'm just so proud of the formula our team has developed. It truly is my favorite. It has the perfect balance of hydration and provides your desired coverage. It's lightweight, long-lasting, and gives your skin a boost of hydration as it's infused with our R.E.M Hydra Smooth Essence, which again is the hyaluronic acid, ashwagandha, and vitamin E. Now, those are some kind of hefty claims. The proof will be in the pudding on this like R.E.M essence because vitamin E is pretty much in anything. So I think we're kind of beyond the time where we can claim superpowers for that particular ingredient. Hyaluronic acid is still kind of a hype ingredient, but I don't know how effective it's going to be in something like this. And ashwagandha, well, you can do your own research on ashwagandha if you don't know what it is, but it's pretty much considered a health food in like North American culture, but is one of the, you know, staple superfoods in Ayurveda, if that's how you pronounce it. So again, what is it actually doing in a concealer? There's definitely properties to ashwagandha that I think could potentially be extremely effective in a formula like this, but what is the quantity that actually effectively delivers those specific properties, like being anti-inflammatory, etc. Now, obviously, having something with anti-inflammatory properties underneath your eyes, especially if you get particularly puffy, seems like an ideal thing to have. So, as I said, the proof will be in the pudding. Let's get to swatching. I'm going to, as much as this looks absolutely delightful and so creamy and bouncy, I'm just I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to stick my grubby fingers in here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for you, but I'm doing it with the little spoon. So I'm gonna do a swatchy of this, and this is medium 2N. Oh, it's so creamy. Wow. Oh wow, the texture of this formula is delightful. Ooh, baby. I'm gonna just wipe off the little scoopy and just use the same one because it seems kind of wasteful to use all three. Honestly, it seems kind of wasteful to be opening all three of these concealers, but alas, I've committed. So I'm now going to swatch medium 3W. Oh, I really like this formula. The texture, I wish that you could feel through a screen. Interesting. Interesting. I'm now putting on medium 6W, which is like a significant jump, obviously, in shade, but I didn't have a concealer fairy godmother with me. Okay, now, how to get the best. This was not well executed. All right, so we have medium 2N here, medium 3W here, and medium 6W here. All three shades could absolutely work, honestly, for the purposes kind of described in the description. Imagine that, described in the description. So on me, honestly, 3W and medium 3W and medium 2N look so similar. So to really get, I think, a proper approximation, I'm going to do swatches on my face. So that is medium 2N, which is very light, too light, I'd say, right now at least, to the point where it's, and like, it looks like it's going a little gray on me. So now I'm gonna go in with 3W. I do actually need a little bit more from the pot. Medium 3W, which interestingly feels like it's going a little pink on me. And then we have medium 6W. Okay, so the formula is stunning, and I think out of the three, actually, right now, 6W is the one that's going to do it for me but I think I'm gonna use 3W for my dark circles and put the cap back on 2N because I think in the winter time when my skin gets completely knocked back and is no longer as tanned, and like I anticipate getting more tanned in the next couple of months because there's still, you know, significant sunshine left. But by midwinter, like January, February, this one might be it. But what's delightful is that I can mix. So if at some point this isn't working for me, I can mix it with the 2N, get it a little bit more neutral and a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna put the cap back on 2N. I'm going to put it into its box with a clean scoop. And that is just going to live somewhere else. Now I'm gonna wipe these guys off my face. Obviously, because I was prepared to film a video this evening, when I washed my face after work today, I did not dare try any new skincare. So the skincare is the exact same lineup as usual, so as not to risk distorting the way that these work on my skin at present. Just for shits, we're going to dip into medium 3W with my little brush here and just pat that under my eyes for some really nice bright, and like that is bright. That is extremely pale. So well done on the absolutely garbage shade selection, Alanna. But maybe we'll get, you know, some of that highlighting effect that was mentioned on the website. Maybe that's what this is all about. So I did down my nose, the center of my chin, my forehead, where there's always like, you're getting blinded by the light there from my shiny Stonehenge. Honestly, that was so little and it's so creamy, and like that's I don't want full coverage, but like that is really pretty and feels delightful on the skin once it's rubbed in. Oh, I really like this formula. Ariana Grande, I think you have impressed me. Okay, just because I'm feeling in an experimental mood, I'm gonna go in with this teeny tiny little beauty sponge, and where I used a little fluffy brush for 3W, I'm going to use the butt of this little sponge for medium 6. Oh, ooh, W. And I'm more bouncing than anything. I've got a little dude up here and another one hiding just above my eyebrow. The ones I keep picking on my chin, one here. Yeah, right now actually 6W is a beautiful shade match for me. The color is kind of off on my camera right now, but I quite like that. And like the coverage is incredibly impressive. Like I'm not digging my sponge into the pot whatsoever. I'm literally just like bouncing it and then bouncing it directly onto my skin. And I really like it. And it doesn't feel tacky. So in comparison, I've been using the Ritual Defee Veil Conceal and Cover for so long now. It's like literally almost done. By the end of this week, I'll be completely finished it, I think. Because there are just a few parts of the pot at present that are just like too far gone. That one, I mean, obviously different formulas, but I do feel that that one feels tacky, and this doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel tacky whatsoever. It just feels like my skin. And with so little product, and so little effort, I covered my current problem blemishes perfectly. It honestly, this shade might be a little too light for me. I don't know. I feel like I look a little ghostly, but maybe that's also just because it did such a good job of like blanking out my face. Wow. So I might have to do like a report back in my next makeup video to be like, I've been using this every single day and this is how it wears, because obviously I'm filming at night and can't do a proper wear test for you, but I'm so intrigued after seeing this go on the skin. Like, I want to know how it wears because I really like it. And it's like, I use so little, especially under my eyes, but it's sitting beautifully on my skin. It doesn't look like there's a layer of anything on my skin. Like, it doesn't look or feel heavy. It's so lightweight. Also, let me just open this. I don't think there's no fragrance, which is really nice. So you're not gonna get like any kind of alien waft during the day. Okay. Well, let me zoom through the rest of my makeup, which, as I said, is predominantly other R.E.M. beauty products, although I do have the Milk Makeup bronzer in the shade Shapeshift. This is the Bionic Bronze. I haven't used this on camera yet because I haven't been so sure about it, but I'm gonna use that for bronzer today. And I also brought out my M Cosmetics Heaven Glow blush in Rococo, so this potentially is going to go on my cheeks today. If not, though, I have two R.E.M. Beauty lipstick products, which I may switch out as a blush just to kind of keep everything like neutral and a little bronzy on the face. So enjoy, we're gonna zoom through, and then when we come back, we'll chat briefly about how I feel about this. I guess final thoughts, as they say. And while I do that and you watch, I'm going to listen to more Ariana Grande because duh. Okay, the face is done. Love how it turned out, although it doesn't really look any different from what I usually do, aside from the fact that I'm wearing more of a bold lip. But overall, guys, I really love R.E.M. Beauty. Listen to me. Aside from the mascara, which is the mascara I chose, there's 2 mascaras, and the second I could, for all I know, fall in love with if I decide to purchase it one day. But so far, none of the products have let me down in the slightest. So I would say as a whole, chapters 1 through 4, the products that I have tried from each, R.E.M. Beauty is a gosh darn dream. Pun intended. I'm thrilled with this concealer. It's truly lovely. Now, obviously, it's not going to like miraculously erase your texture. It's not going to, you know, completely remove the physical bumps from blemishes. But what it has accomplished for me in this very short amount of time is truly delightful. And again, I don't feel like my skin is heavy. It feels like my skin can breathe. It's lightweight. It looks lightweight. Because I do have some kind of recovering blemishes on my chin, obviously there's a little bit more of a textural appearance in this area, and probably same on my forehead, but that's why we have bangs. I am so excited to continue using this on a daily basis because I'm obsessed. Just for clarity's sake, and because I really did such a poor job on the skin swatch the first time around, I am going to go ahead and re-swatch medium 3W and medium 6W on the back of my hand, just so that it's a little bit more visible. And again, on a slightly different palette of skin tone, because the shade of my hands is different from the inside of my forearms and is slightly different from my face. So I'm not sure if that will be helpful, but we're just going to go ahead and do it anyways. So we've got medium 3W. Oh, this formula is so, it's almost jelly. I don't even know if that's accurate, but it's got a really unique texture to it. See, on the back of my hand, neither of these look like perfect matches. Like I could have gone darker. So the bottom is medium 3W and the top here is medium 6W. It is what it is. It's really hard to shade match when you're shopping online. And unfortunately, I'm in Canada where pretty much nothing is available, and I really don't want to go into storefronts still at this moment in time. So I didn't do terribly on the shades. Like I could have done a lot worse. Could have gone with like, I don't know, light or deep, but I'm not mad about the shades. And again, my skin tone changes drastically as the year goes on. So in a couple of months, I will be in hibernation mode unless miraculously I start doing winter sports and then spend all of my time, you know, actively being a snow bunny. Let's not hold our breaths. Okay, well, I will quickly run down what I used on the rest of my face. So again, I used the Milk Makeup Bionic Bronzer in the shade Shapeshift. I like this, but my first couple uses, the formula came out of the tube and it was like all oily. So I just don't know if that's like from it being stored upright for too long, if I just really needed to like massage the tube before I used that. But after the first few like little oil spills that popped out of this tube, the formula has come out in what I assume is its like normal consistency and works quite nicely. Like it's a pretty sheer bronzer, so I don't think that you could overdo this, and I think that I also chose the right tone for me. Then I used the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blush in Rococo, and rather than use it on my cheeks, I went in kind of to lay down a foundation on my eyelids and my lower lash line, and then went over top that with the R.E.M. Beauty liquid eyeshadow in the shade Asteroid, which I really love. I guess kind of more of like a metallic shade, just for some added dimension. use that predominantly in kind of the outer third of my eyelids and a little bit on the outer third of my lower lash line. And then for blush and lips, I used the new classic lipstick in the shade Twisted. And I have a previous version of the lipstick, the matte lipsticks in the shade Wine and Dine, but I think they kind of did a re-release on the lips. So like this was the first one in this cute little like astronaut packaging that's magnetic, and it's got that little peephole. And this is the new one in these like skinny tubes, which I just absolutely think is the stinking cutest thing ever. And this is Twisted, which is a very beautiful kind of orangey red. And so that was blush and lips. And then of course I used the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara because we're back to the classics. Oh, and then I used my Cheekbone Beauty Mattifying Moon Dust Translucent Powder for just a little bit of shine control on the nose, chin, and my headlight there. Am I missing anything? Oh, just cute little application beauty sponges here, which I got from HomeSense because they were adorable. There's a bigger one, but they're all like in beautiful shades of purple because obviously. And yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's everything on my face from R.E.M. Beauty and beyond. And I'm just positively thrilled. Just filming for, you know, the last hour or so has brought me an immense amount of joy. I feel better. And I feel completely thrilled and utterly satisfied with my purchase of the Sweetener concealer, and I cannot wait to keep using it and kind of report back after a week or so of consistent use so that I can really give you an idea of how it works on an actual real human being who's not just using it for the purposes of like reviewing and trying to get you to buy things, but like someone who's actually just a real girl doing real girl shit. Okay, so I know that we didn't really like dive into any serious conversations here this time, but hopefully that was a little bit refreshing for you, because honestly it was a little bit refreshing for me. I can't always be engaging in the existential verbal diarrhea. It's exhausting, and sometimes we just need to play and have fun and have a first encounter with beautiful makeup from beautiful people with the most beautiful vocals. Okay. That is a lot of absolute enthusiasm. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching and for tuning in. And if this is your first time to my channel and you made it all the way through this video, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to become part of the Land Fam, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. With all of that being said, it is time for me to bid you adieu, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye. Don't move, 'cause